Fucking hell. Oh, I ain't done one of these for a while. Liverpool losing a game. Liverpool losing at the Emirates by 3-1, making the title race back alive. Arsenal 2 points behind Liverpool with 15 Premier League games to play. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Liverpool coming off that was probably the worst performance of the season, in my opinion, in terms of 90 minutes. Yes, we're going to talk about individual errors and mistakes that cost goals for us today. But, firstly, we obviously have to congratulate Arsenal on their win today. And obviously, we go into the next round of games, obviously looking for a result and a bounce back mentality. Is obviously we've got Burnley at home next week. But look, Ricky's on. Obviously, a promise is a promise. We said we're going to come on. We're not going to be them fans that hide and them fans that sort of like want to sort of stay behind the cushion or the curtain because they've lost the game. But at the end of the day, football is about winning, losing, drawing. Obviously, all about emotions. So it is what it is. Liverpool have lost today and fully deserved. I mean, Rick, Jack, obviously, guys, we are going to go through and dissect, obviously, the majority of the game. But as I said, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Niall, hope you're well, mate. Big ups, mate. That's the worst I've seen Liverpool play Arsenal for me. Yeah, I think Arsenal played well. I just generally felt, I didn't think they were fantastic, in all honesty. I just think Liverpool were really poor. And obviously they took their chances, especially, a couple of goals we'll go through. I want the Lego head. You know what? Yeah, we'll put it up there, even though I was hoping that we'd be talking about a defeat. But there he is. There he is. So he got it right today. Listen, we have to give him Lego head a bit of credit, but he got it right today. Some subs were wrong. Trent should have stayed on. Gomez on the left. Mistakes happen, but we will come back stronger. And I think, as you said, mate, I think that's the message now. That's the mentality, isn't it? Lights out. No need to panic at all. Arsenal will not win the league. We need Bradley back in the team as soon as possible, along with Szoboszlai. Will bounce back. Let Arsenal celebrate like they've just won the league. Absolute mugs.
True. Yeah.
Marks obviously put our channel in, and of course, go and subscribe over to Anfield Road TV if you're watching on YouTube, of course. Stephen, hope you're well. Liverpool were shocking tonight. They were, mate. But look, let's go into it. Obviously, Rick, we'll start with you, mate. Obviously, we said on the preview that, Liverpool had to weather an early storm from Arsenal. And to be fair, I didn't really see Arsenal do entirely that much in the first 15 to 20 minutes. But, the first goal we concede, it just generally comes from a lot of ball watching, a lot of people not picking up their players. Arsenal were able to sort of peel off their men. And I mean, I look at McAllister for the first goal. I really do. I see Havertz was just able to peel off him, get him behind. Obviously, defensively, we look really open. Alisson's unlucky. He makes a good save. And obviously, Saka's there to put in the tap-in. But it was just a theme, wasn't it, throughout that first half performance? We're not going to go through the first goal yet, but it was just a theme throughout the first half that Liverpool just didn't get started at all throughout that first half of football.
Yeah, I mean, it's another game where we've shit the bed against a so-called Big Six team. Still haven't beat one bar by the abysmal Chelsea team. I don't think one player, for me, got above a 4 rating today. I'm sure we'll go into it a bit later, but I want to ask, I love Alisson. He's won us so many points by himself. He's won us countless trophies by himself. But why is it every time he plays a big title rival team, he shits the bed? That's twice this season he's done it. Away to Man City, he shit the bed, and he's done it now away at Arsenal at the Emirates. I love Alisson, and I don't want to criticise him too much because he does.
Oh, I think you should. No. Listen. I think I think he deserves to have criticism irrelevant. I
Yeah,
know what you're saying. He's made 2 big costly mistakes tonight, and
yeah,
we're going to talk about the.
he wins his more points and loses points, but I just don't get his mentality against these big teams. He was at fault for 2 goals today, the second and the last.
We'll
But he
talk about
couldn't
the
put he
second
couldn't
goal.
put a pass. He couldn't put a pass together. He booted it out of play a few times. It's just Van Dijk as well didn't help. I mean, him
Yeah,
and Kanate turned into the Chapel brothers at centre half. Trent Alexander Arnold should. I'd never want to see him at right back half-assed. He got dribbled past twice by Martinelli and he barely stuck a leg out. I'm not interested in him at right back. It's fucking tragic. But
going to go
listen, we're
through.
still like we're
Look,
top still, but
it's damaging. Look, Jack, obviously I'll bring you in on this anyway. Upper tiers, but big up, lads. Pulled out at the office. I'm sure emotions were tough today on kind of, yeah, I mean, but no excuses today. Players up legging and jaded with early energy and didn't have it. I mean, we said in our preview, I think Arsenal were going to have sort of we'll have to weather the early storm sort of thing. Mark's obviously put Virgil van Dijk had a bad game. Yeah, I fully agree. Keep it real 7 or real. I hope it well. Gomez should have been at right back. Burnley and Robertson left back. Trent needs mentioned. A lot of people are saying it might have been a bad decision, maybe bringing Trent off, and that's the reason why we were a bit more lackluster on the creativity, which I agree with. But Ricky made a good point whilst we were watching the game. He did look tired. In all honesty, he did look. He was sort of slacking in terms of fitness. Can't see City messing up a lot though. Obviously, they've got to go to Brentford tomorrow, so it's still in our hands. It's still in their hands. It's in Arsenal's hands after that win. So listen, it's a really good title race. Klopp needs to swallow his pride and just use Trent's midfield. He's too lazy. I can't even pronounce that word. Lazy days. That's the one. Charlie George, hope you well, mate. I'm hoping that's not an Arsenal legend, Charlie George. Lads, hurrah, we are poor today. End of it's just never got started. Get over it and move on. Exactly that, and that's the mentality that we need to show. Jack, look, first half wasn't great. It wasn't great at all from Liverpool. We go behind for a shit goal. I mean, literally, as I said, McAllister just ball watching, allowing Havertz to run in behind, and obviously, like Alisson makes a good save, but Saka's there to put away, and it's just shocking all round, really, tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, and obviously big up chat as well. Make sure you are smashing the like button as well. Get the lads to a K, everyone. That's why I'm streaming on my channel as well. So if you can do one thing, make sure you head over to the 1892 Reds TV and get the lads to a K. Should already be on that anyway. But yeah, disappointing in all honesty, lads. I think I was speaking to Ricky, he had the disagreements as well. But if we're grown adults, we can have arguments and move on. We have 2 very different football and visions, and we'll probably speak about that tonight as well. But yeah, fair play to Arsenal, as Ricky alluded to. I think that right hand side was absolute car crash. In all honesty, you can sense that Trent looked like a player that he hadn't played for a very long time down that side. And I think even if Trent was still on playing right back, I think we lose that game 6 or 7-1. In all honesty, we need to obviously the sad news that we did have this week with Conor Bradley, and hopefully he's in a mental capacity really that we look after him as well, and he takes as much time as needed. But I think it just goes to show how good Conor Bradley's performances have been, because it's transformed Liverpool in the last couple of weeks when he has played, and he gives an added dimension to this whole Liverpool team down that right hand side. Cockiness, would you say, lads, or chat? I think going into this game, the cockiness, the cockiness that we've seen from Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, it's schoolboyish. I think you lads spoke to it before we come on air when we were speaking about it. There's a cockiness, and I suppose obviously beating Arsenal in the FA Cup kind of did play into that notion. Even myself, I thought we would have rocked up to the Emirates and wiped the floor with them, but it wasn't to be. But it's one of them, boys. We've got to take our medicine, take our punches today. Fair play, Arsenal. But Arsenal this season, if they want to be competing, which I don't think they will for the league title, I might be proven massively wrong. They need to just take this upon themselves and actually come to the end of May and be within at least 2 points. Don't be 10 points off Liverpool or City come at the end of May.
Listen, I think to say that Arsenal are not in a title race is, I do disagree with you on that. I would say, but you are right in the terms of, and I've said to a lot of Arsenal fans, and look, I know there's going to be Arsenal fans that are watching that obviously that I talk to quite regularly, and look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, you've just got to accept today they were the better team. They've deserved the 3 points, and talking May. That's all I say. Because at the end of the day, that's how I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years competing with City. Not so much last year, of course, but over those periods where you win these big games and the emotions are high, and obviously you feel that you're going to be on cloud nine, you're going to win everything. That's not how it works. At the end of the day, I'm not saying it's going to happen because it might not, but it could do. Arsenal could go to West Ham next week and lose.
For me, it's about the way you celebrate it as well. So I'm not like the celebration police as well. But if the way they're acting after this game sounds, then go for the next 10 games, Arsenal. Jorginho, speaking directly to you, fella. Don't be going missing for the next 5 games, mate. Like, you can pull out a performance like that. And I'm speaking if it was an Arsenal fan as well. Like, do that against Liverpool, but do that against the Crystal Palaces away, the Brightons away, when it gets tough. And it will get tough for both Liverpool and Arsenal, as you said there, Luke. We're fighting against City. City don't allow any mistakes in a title running. The last 5 Premier League titles show that for them, or whatever it is. Like, then come on, Arsenal. We've seen the documentaries as well for them. We're doing one come at the end of May anyway, and hopefully ours is, as usually is the case for Liverpool Football Club, we've got a couple of trophies to show for it.
Listen, I mean, we've got Kev on here now. I mean, I do like the little title you got underneath your name on there. It depends.
Especially for the show, lads. Especially for the show.
Kev, it depends where you got more hair, mate.
Everywhere. I'm a hairy fecker, mate. But anyway.
It's a poor performance today from Liverpool. Arsenal deserve the 3 points, but look, let's see the bigger picture. We're still 2 points clear. Yes, Manchester City, in terms of the games in hand, obviously, mathematically, it's in their hands, but we can't forget it's still in our hands. At the end of the day, we still have to play Man City. They've got to come to Anfield. We've still got 4 or 5 before we play them. Hopefully, Liverpool will bounce back next weekend at home to Burnley, get the 3 points, and we can just forget about tonight's performance, really.
Yeah. Look, well, me and Jack will be going to that game next week, the Burnley game. The different Salah's going to be back. Szoboszlai's going to be back. He's only sick. So Endo will be back. Bradley will be back because we're going to need him because Trent is definitely not ready. That young fella's nowhere near fitness level. And I agree. I think I heard Jack saying earlier. I thought it would be a 5 or 6-1 if Trent stayed on the pitch. He was that poor. Van Dijk was as much as fault for nearly all 3 of those goals today that I've ever seen in one game. He's stepping up in the midfield before the pass through to Havertz was ridiculous. I've never seen that. I've never seen such a good defender do anything like that. He left Ibu and Gomez completely wide open in the split, which led to Saka's goal. That was their best goal of the day, by the way, and the most deserved goal by the day. The second one was done semi-mistake. Well, it's a mistake by Van Dijk, but getting pushed into Ali didn't help Ali because Ali couldn't kick through Van Dijk. He had to go around with his leg by that stage.
Right.
But he's like, wait. His leg did kick. Alisson did kick Van Dijk trying to get out of the way of him with that right leg, even though he stuck it out first. I mean, he can't kick. If he kicks through him and falls on the ball, maybe it stops it. But it's a terrible mistake, schoolboy error, and it shouldn't have happened in the first place. Van Dijk should have cleared that with his header, and that's where the fault lies with that. The minute that ball bounced across him, Van Dijk should have been heading that out to the left side of the park. Not even involving Ali. And then you go to the third goal, and Van Dijk watching the player run at the edge of the box to get a strike position off. What's he waiting for? Why isn't he getting across to cut him out?
The fake goal down to 10 men as well, boys. Let's remember.
Yeah, completely get that. But Thiago plays Trossard on side. Trossard's getting nowhere near that ball. If Thiago's not standing 5 feet behind the 2 defenders that are sitting there. I don't understand why Thiago is sitting as the last man back in the middle of the park, just standing there going, oh shit, and then moving.
It's because that new hit can't move yet.
Yeah,
I mean, Connor, you're very awfully quiet there. I mean, obviously, I'm going to bring you in. Look,
I'm in the Chaos album, boys. Like, come on.
I'm gonna start a debate with the second goal. Right, look,
yeah,
we were very lucky to get in 1-1 at half time. Saliba's aerial threat, according to Rick, you got something right there. Obviously, not winning the first one, then the second one is a mix up with. It's very similar, like the goalkeeper and the defender having a mix up, and Liverpool have gone and scored, but. We're going to talk about the second goal. Now, me and Ricky had a very heated conversation, debate about who's at fault. Right. this is my viewpoint on it, and obviously I'm going to get actually no, Connor, I'm going to let you go first actually before I sort of go off because you've been waiting very patiently. But second goal, who's at fault? What do we need to do better in those situations?
Is it acceptable to say both?
Of course you
It's for me. It's both. I think it's two parts at fault. I think the first part is Virgil van Dijk's fault. Again, why allow the ball to bounce? Why allow the opportunity for Martinelli to even get that position? I know some people have gone on Martinelli smart for I think he nudges Virgil a little bit, but Virgil should be doing a lot better there. But then the second part of the blame is why is Ali coming out so much? It reminds me of a goal back, I think, when was it 18-19? I think when we conceded against Fulham, and it's the exact same situation, just a communication problem between Ali and Van Dijk. Again, I put blame on both. I think that it's equal blame. I don't think you can blame the two of them for sure. I don't think there's one more than the other personally, but it's such a shocking goal to concede. Like it's
it's such a shocking goal to concede, mate, in terms of the second half, because let's be real, Liverpool first 5 to 10 minutes were the better team, and we came out, we had a couple of chances, we really sort of pressed higher up the pitch and was able to pass the ball a bit quicker into better areas, and we was able to really put them under a bit of pressure. It didn't really come from much, that goal. It just came from us, obviously defensively not doing our job. All right, and we talk about the changes, Gravenberch coming off, and Robertson, Gomez, it was Trent coming off, and Gakpo. That's where sort of Liverpool didn't really do much with the substitutions coming on. But
momentum's a massive killer. In football, at an elite level sport, boys, we know this. And as Connor's alluded to, I think the main point for tonight for me, I don't know how you lads feel and everyone in the comments, was the team selection. I was ranting and raving to the lads before we come on here, at half time, saying drag Trent off, because, as I said before, that game would have been away from us a lot more quicker than it was, because Trent looked like a deer in the headlights tonight. He didn't have a Scooby-Doo what he was doing, just turned up tonight and just walking around, as Ricky alluded to before. It's not good enough. Like, he should be expected to come in and grab that shape by the scruff of the neck and come in and have that desired impact. But Darwin Núñez, lads, why was I get obviously in the build-up, like for me, he stretches teams. He absolutely stretches teams. Play him on like Gakpo and that. But I think from the outset, even when we speak about the second and third goals, it was the whole team collective, the way we set up from a tactical point of view as well. You can nitpick in terms of goals, but in terms of the whole approach from Liverpool tonight was absolutely appalling. And that I've got to mention to Klopp as well. He's got to take a responsibility. I've not seen his post-match, but from a tactical sense, we were far too passive in every element of our game tonight from a defensive point of view. But in terms of when we got the ball tonight, we done absolutely nothing. Elliot, I'm sorry, lad, but he needs to go on loan for me in terms of another season. He's not physically ready to be a central midfielder in the Premier League. And even if he is a right winger for Liverpool, he needs to step it up as well, because that was not good enough. And I think the third goal comes from that right-hand side. And yes, we are down to 10 men. Going down to 10 men in this level in the Premier League at any level of high elite sport, you're left struggling. Players are going to be out of position and all that. But Elliot, when he come on, didn't really have that impact for me, and it was quite shocking.
Listen, we'll obviously go on, Rick, go on, mate.
The second goal for me is 100% on Alisson.
Oh,
so
no.
Wait. So the ball come over the top. All right, Van Dijk shouldn't have let it bounce.
Should have been cleared with the head straight away.
Should have been cleared, but where it bounced, Van Dijk is still in a position to defend against Martinelli, but Headless Chicken decided to sprint all the way out from his goal, outside of his penalty area. Instead of clearing everything from the two players and the ball, he completely fucking missed everything. And two, stay on your line. If Van Dijk gets beat to the ball by Martinelli when it's dropped, you're then putting Martinelli in a position where he's got to beat you one-on-one in goal. And then you've got
That's
maybe
both of them, though, Ricky.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get where you're coming
Right.
from. They need to be
But-
speaking. They're the two best players in their
Mate, they
position
did,
in
mate.
football.
If you
Like,
watch
take
the- if you watch the-
responsibility.
Van
Watch
Dijk
the
put
video
Allison
back.
in that position. That's what
Yeah,
he was
watch the
saying.
video
He
back.
put him in that position.
You
It was
see
his fault.
Allison's shout. Allison's called for that ball and missed everything.
Right.
And it's
The
not
only-
the first time.
The only,
Against the
the,
big
only,
teams this season, he's done the same thing against City.
the only one thing I'm going to say with this, right, is I'm not saying that Allison's not at fault because he is, but you cannot. So, and we had this conversation earlier, and I'm standing by it. You cannot turn around and say to me or anyone else that Allison is 100% at fault for that goal. Yes,
Oh, okay.
I'm not right. No, he may have a major part in it, but you're saying you've played football. I don't know. Look, I'm not saying that anyone else hasn't played football because people might not have played football. If you're a centre back, you're underneath the ball. You're saying that Van Dijk is okay to let that ball bounce.
He's not okay
Because
for
I
the
know what
level
I'm
of
doing. Because if I'm a mate, you know me, I'm a goalkeeper, right? If I see my centre half, let's forget what Alisson's done because I'm not saying you're wrong with that. I agree with you on that. But
Can Van
let's
Dijk not
take-
get back?
no. It's irrelevant if he can get back. He's underneath the ball
It's
for
not.
one, right? Look, if I'm a goalkeeper and I'm seeing my centre half let the ball come over and let it bounce when you got a player that's 2 yards away from you, what the fuck are you doing? Get
Okay.
rid of it. I don't care if the ball goes out for a throw. I generally don't care if the ball went out for a corner. You've
That's
got
fine.
pressure underneath you. Get rid of the ball.
But he's still in a possession. He's still in a position to defend against
But why-
Martinelli.
Why are you putting yourself under that amount of pressure?
It doesn't matter why he's put himself under that amount of pressure. Why has the goalkeeper sprinted all the way out to put himself in that position and miss everything? Van
The
Dijk
first-
can get back.
The first
Around Martinelli.
80%, first 80% of that whole exchange is on Van Dijk. The last 20% is
You
on
can't
Allison.
let the, like
You're
we say
putting
this.
20% on Allison. My
But
man
we say
sprinted
that-
out like he
no,
was
I'm-
Usain
I-
Bolt, lad.
He shouldn't have had to sprint out. Van Dijk should have cleared it. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have had to sprint out in the first place. So yeah, he shouldn't have had to sprint out in the first place. Like Van Dijk, the minute it bounced, he could have cleared it with his foot. When he left it bounce back up near, he could have cleared it with his head. He still could have cleared it on the second bounce. And the second bounce, by the time the ball gets there, Martinelli's bumped into Van Dijk. Van Dijk is going to cross Allison,
See?
and Allison has to go around him.
But there should be a
Panel's
second
put a
bounce.
very good thing there. Panel's put, especially what I was on about there. That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I was
No,
talking about.
like
He
no,
shouldn't
like,
have, but Van Dijk
Yes.
looked towards Allison to come out because so Van Dijk looked back to say, "You're doing it, you're doing it, you're doing it." So
Van-
that gave Allison the reason to come out. You know,
Virgil
so
van
I
Dijk-
get it. Yeah, I get what you mean though. Allison shouldn't have left his line, but Van Dijk.
Virgil
asked
van
for him
Dijk
to
is a
come, yeah.
world-class defender.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you cannot let the ball bounce.
Yeah.
You cannot.
He has.
You're un-
He's
no,
put himself
he
in that
has.
position.
So you can,
Yeah,
he
he's put
has
himself in
made
that
a,
position.
yeah, and it's
But
made
then
a,
why is the best
made,
goalkeeper
and
of
he's,
football coming out like a steam train?
right, and he's made a major mistake in terms of the phase of the goal. You can't turn around and say that Allison is 100% at fault for that goal because I'm not saying he's
Oh,
Allison was blocked by Van Dijk, by the way, to kick that ball.
no. For me, that like Van Dijk has to be stronger.
Replay
when
it.
he's-
Have a
when
look
he's
at it.
when he's let the ball bounce, Van Dijk has to be physically stronger with Martinelli. Martinelli,
Yeah.
And he would.
he's clever.
And he would if he didn't see his steam train rolling through the fucking edge of the box.
Surely Van Dijk knows that Martinelli's around.
To be fair though, Rick, as well, if you go back and look a couple of weeks ago, Van Dijk does the same thing against Fulham in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. He does exactly the same, and we got a goal conceded off of that. And it's probably Alisson's worst game for Liverpool in his career. But then look at the amount of times he saved us.
Worst
in the
game in
league
his
season. He
career.
saved us-
Nah, the City.
I think-
overtimes
I think we're
was-
dwelling too much
Yeah,
on this,
Rick,
boys.
hang
In
on,
all
hang on,
honesty.
Rick, hang on, Rick. You remember, you forget in that game as well. Alisson makes a world-class save. If he doesn't make that, it's 2-0 before we even score.
Okay, but that's why I expect my goalkeeper, who's supposed to be the best goalkeeper in the world, make a world-class save. What I don't expect is him to sprint out like Usain Bolt and miss everything.
But Van Dijk invited him out.
Canary.
Yeah,
He
Van
would-
Dijk
he
chose
would-
his body.
He showed
Van
it to
Dijk
him, and
showed
he looked back to his keeper.
Revenant's made a very good point there, and
Yeah.
I do agree with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to say. Like in terms of we can't panic, we can't overreact. So at the end of the day, yes, Alisson's made a massive mistake. He's made 2 mistakes today.
But he'll
Well,
save his 20 in a season.
Exactly,
On,
and we have to
Exactly, that's
balance,
what I'm not being.
we have to
like,
balance that out, but also at the same time, this is what when you said Rick earlier when you said I don't want to over criticize. I said no, criticize him. At the end of the day, we can't just sit there and think, oh no, we can't really say much because he's done this and done that. Mate, if he's been shit today, we fucking say he's been shit. And he has made mistakes today. He's made mistakes tonight.
I don't think in a defender goalkeeper error I've ever seen so many phases happen in the one motion between two guys. There was three bounces.
One of them phases is
That's such a Sunday League goal. That is.
Yeah.
That's such a Sunday League goal. There was one. Sorry, I know I'm over sort of talking. I do apologize. There was one where Konate got the first yellow card. He's already, the ball's gone over him. He's facing his own goal for a start. That's the difference where Konate can't attack that first ball compared to Van Dijk. Van Dijk's facing Arsenal's goal. He's not running back towards his own goal. Konate weren't in a position where he could just go up and head the ball. The ball has to bounce. The second time round, he obviously gets around Havertz and obviously pulls him down. So it's shocking from Konate. The Van Dijk one, he's as I said earlier, he's underneath the ball. He's assessing the flight of the ball. I'm not being funny. If a goalkeeper's calling for that, then that's fucking embarrassing. But Van Dijk should be experienced enough and good enough to realise I ain't going to let my goalkeeper come out this far like this. I'm going to get rid of this ball first time. When he lets it bounce, yes, I'm not being funny. You're right what you're saying. It then becomes Alisson's problem because I don't know why he's coming out so many far yards.
He can let it bounce. He can let it bounce and still clear it if Alisson's not there.
But he shouldn't, Rick. That's it.
It's Alisson's problem at the third bounce, though, not the first bounce. I think Van Dijk's problem. He can still clear it twice.
When it bounces the first time, it's Van Dijk.
Boys,
when the first bounce happened, it's still in front of Van Dijk on his side, on that side of his body.
Still on this side. He could have cleared it out.
I think Van Dijk stopped and then looked towards his goalkeeper and then made him come out even further. By acknowledging Alisson, he was telling him to come out. So I think at that stage, then by the time Alisson's going to, that's an easy clearance for Alisson. Then, and all of a sudden, Havertz is, or what's his name is, into Van Dijk's back. Van Dijk stumbles forward, blocks the swing of Alisson's leg, and Alisson has to bring his leg back in to go around, and then the ball bounces. We're done. So there's so many phases happen in that motion that shouldn't have happened.
I've had my talk.
No, I'm pretty fuming. Sorry, Akon. I'm having mine. No, Gundogan. No, don't be why. This is all. We're having this conversation because Trent can't defend, boys.
Yeah.
Trent's been here on the pitch for 55 minutes, and the whole defensive's gone to absolute shite.
Yeah. Am I the only one thinking that it was the wrong sub to make with Trent?
No, I couldn't have done another 20.
No, I said one thing, right? I said bring on Andy Robertson, take off Gravenberg, right? Take off Gakpo and Gravenberg, bring on Nunez to go in the middle, bring on Trent and move him forward. Well, move Trent forward, move Gomez right back, and stick Andy Robertson in left back, and it would have been a better say. Yeah, but he could still pass the ball on the right hand side. I know. But
as soon as Trent went off, we lost everything going forward because there was no creativity whatsoever.
Are we also not going to talk about El Hadji Gakpo on right wing?
Oh, for God's sake.
El Hadji Gakpo.
And we need to talk about the way we attack tonight as well.
One shot on goal.
It's rightfully so. That goes to the attacking play as well, miss. Well, as I mentioned before,
there's no creation.
The amount of people that were lacking in the box there for crosses were ridiculous today.
I was
at certain points.
When I see Szoboszlai went in the squad, I was like, oh.
To be fair though, and it's fair play on Arsenal, they shut out Curtis Jones in that game. Again, I can't remember anything Curtis Jones did in that game.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Jones and Gravenberg stole my head into it.
The thing is with Jones, I think he was so far pegged back, but you see the first sort of 10-15 minutes. When we're trying to play at the back, we've got Van Dijk and Konate that are splitting, and obviously we're trying to play out. They're obviously pushing the extra one or two men in midfield. Surely that's McAllister or Jones or Gravenberg at the time to think, do you know what? I need to drop off 5 yards.
Drop back, yeah.
I need to drop off 5 to 10 yards to try and pick up the ball, to try and create spaces, to try and get us into the front three. They won't do that.
It just goes to show how important Szoboszlai is, Luke, as well, though. Like he covers those yards, hence why he's.
I thought Mac was overworked completely today. I thought he looked a bit leggy because of how much the lads left. Yeah, but he was left down. When he was holding the ball, he had to hold it for 5 minutes, the same as Van Dijk, the same thing as Gravenberg and Jones were not getting back. Start of that second half, Jones and Gravenberg were back, and we 3 shots in like 2 minutes at the start of the first half. completely coming at Arsenal because the lads dropped back deeper. They didn't drop back deeper in that first half. For the first half an hour, 35 minutes, they didn't. Gravenberch did a little. Jones barely did. When he did, he walked, he sauntered. Very similar to Trent. I saw a lot of walking out of him today, and I didn't like it. I said it in my stream when I'm doing it. I said Jones looks like a bit of the old Jones, not releasing the ball quick enough, not dropping back when he needs to drop back. I said Gravenberch is not a defensive midfielder. He's more of an attacker. So how anybody thought he was ever going to be a number 6 is never going to be in my mind. It doesn't make any sense to me. And he's good in little spaces where he can dribble in the same space and around little players. Like if defenders were cones in the middle of the park lined up in a straight line, Gravenberch could dance in and around them, no problem. But being able to turn and create the chances when there's nobody inside you to do that because Mac is too busy doing his job, it's just hard because in other games you had Szoboszlai dropping back, Mac then would step forward and he's in that space to stay ready to go. He doesn't have to keep staying back. But the fact that the lads let him down so badly today in the middle of that park, Mac was trapped. He was tired. He was overrun. He looked knackered by the end of the game because of how much he was overworked. Because the lads just let him down. They didn't help him at all in the middle of that park whatsoever.
On a positive note, Rick, at least you got the scoreline right.
Yeah, just the wrong way round.
Connor, listen. I mean, what happens now? I mean, look. That's our second. Well, I'd like to say our first defeat of the season, but it's not. It's our second defeat of the season. Both of them coming in North London. And listen, we're still in a good position in the league. We're still 2 points clear. Yes, obviously City play tomorrow. They can close the gap. But we've got a massive game next week now at home to Burnley. The games are coming thick and fast. We need to show a proper Champions-like response. We need to go out against Burnley. That could be potentially one or two ways, this result. It could be one of those where I think I see a comment, I can't remember who it was, that said it could cost us, or it could be another one where I've watched City over the last couple of years and I've thought, if Man City have ever lost a game, I feel sorry for that team that are playing against them after, because they'll go and batter them 4-5-0. I feel sorry for Burnley on Saturday. I really do. And I'm going to say this with confidence. I think Liverpool on Saturday next week are going to go against Burnley and are going to really show that, this title race is still up there for the grabbing. What do you believe? Do you believe this could be a bit of a bump in the road, or do you think it's sort of like, we'll get on with it, let's move on to next week?
I think we'll get on. We did it against Spurs. I think that we all said after that Spurs performance, the season could look one or two ways. Either it's going to be top 4 race or title challenge. And since then, we've been brilliant. And today, look, it's one of those games where, look, it is against a title rival and we didn't perform well, but you have them throughout the season. Look at Manchester City. Like, they've lost game. Like, look at last season. Everyone around this time thought that Arsenal had won the league. And look what happened. City come back. They absolutely dominated and they went on to win the treble. And that's, for me, what Liverpool could do. Like, and look, I think from the Spurs game to now, I think it's 22, 23 unbeaten we've been in that run. I think Liverpool can do it again. I think Liverpool and City are the only teams that can do that in this league. Arsenal can't do it, in my opinion. But it's about setting a statement. And yeah, Burnley needs to be a statement, but I think Brentford away as well needs to be a statement, because that's a very tough game for us. And I think that if we can make a statement in that game, then it's like, look, it was a bump in the road. We go again, and hopefully it does go that way. But you are right, and I think the other lads will probably say it as well. It could definitely go the other way, considering the news around Klopp and so on. It just depends on how the boys take it mentally, and I think these boys are good enough as the mentality monsters that we know they can be, to go on and fight in and go on and another 20 odd games unbeaten.
Are you happy? Have you finished? Have you got everything you'd like to say? Because obviously you've been waiting very patiently.
No,
is there nothing else?
Do you know what? I'm waiting for Ricky to turn around and go, everything Connor said was lies.
Listen, I'm gonna make a spider wait. So Jack, if you want, I'm joking.
No, my thing is got nothing to do with what Connor said. He just reminded me of something. I don't think it's happened twice. We've lost 2 games this season, right? And twice this season, I've seen some of the cringiest celebrations I've ever seen in my entire life from an opposition side.
Oh, are you like me, Kev? Were
I've
you
got
were you
nothing
square?
against it.
I was fucking
I
giving
was
shit.
squaring up to the telly.
Yeah, I was giving absolute bollocks to Arteta. Odegaard taking photographs of the fucking of the photographer at the end of the game, and the lads walking around swinging scarves, and I'm like, you haven't won a trophy in years, lads. You haven't done, like, you've beaten a team on the day and still ended
We
up
won it
behind
3
them in the
weeks'
league.
time.
That was the
Yeah,
quickest
it's just-
Odegaard moved in that game today. Getting
Yeah,
up with the camera.
dog shit, man. He's been lately, but there was that. There was a number of times
They
like
don't help their fan base, though, do they, Arsenal players? They really don't.
when
Yeah,
it, yeah, but
today, enjoy it. They got
Yeah.
free hits, but yeah, I agree with you. When I was
Fans, yeah.
the cameras, it's like
very, very cringe today, man. Yeah,
Lads.
Same as Spurs early in the season.
Lads, I've got nothing against Arteta, them Arsenal players celebrating the way they did. Are we forgetting that Jurgen Klopp ran on the pitch against Everton when we scored a goal?
Yeah,
listen. I said to you earlier.
that's a
enjoy
derby.
it, enjoy it. No, but enjoy it.
It don't matter, lads. They beat a title rival 3-1 at home. They're
Let 'em
allowed to
enjoy-
celebrate.
Let them
Fair play
enjoy
to
it. Maybe
We would
it's
all do the
February,
same. Listen, if we beat Arsenal today, I'm running out my ass down the street naked, lad. But fucking hell. They've
No.
beat Liverpool, who are top of the league, 3-1 at home. Why can't they
Right.
celebrate?
They can tap each other on the back and they can go yes and move in. What they were doing was posing and doing shit. Like, it was like a celebration at the end of winning a trophy. That's exactly what it was like.
They beat Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, I know. It makes us look better than what we are. But
Because we are massive. We are
Exactly.
massive.
that's why I get it. I understand that, but it's still very
I'd
cringe.
expect that from Luton Town.
Mate,
No,
I'll tell
no,
you
no.
what, there's a comment here. I just want to see this comment from Up here. He put, "We're still invincible when we finish with 11 men."
True.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we've been unbeaten with 11 men. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, even Tom's put in there. I mean, Tom doesn't see many celebrations, but look, he's even put in there. He's had every
Well,
right.
they do. They celebrate when they don't get relegated.
Tonight they win.
Yeah.
Tonight they win the championship.
Yeah, but I
next year
mean,
anyway.
the situation with Everton was that was coming into the very close end of the season, and it was a tough game, 0-0. You know, scoring the last minute winner. Klopp ran out and gave a high five into that. We didn't walk around the pitch having a celebration with the team afterwards, and then holding scarves up and high fiving. They just did that celebration in like 2 minutes and then got on with it. But Arsenal celebrated the whole time for like a half an hour afterwards, taking photographs with the photographers and doing shit. It's cringe, man. It's complete cringe.
I'll be jumping in the fucking crowd celebrating.
We're fans. We're allowed to get over exuberant. But
City are allowed to celebrate because they've
Yeah.
won. They've got history over the last couple of years. They've won there. They've been there. If they even when they've beat Liverpool in the past, it sounds because they've
Yeah.
got the years of under Pep of winning titles. Liverpool have won the title in our history as well. So, but at the end of the day, Arsenal
know
are
what?
going to win the league this season. They
I
won't
would
lose.
understand if Man City and Liverpool fans celebrated the same way after beating each other
Yeah.
because they've been in the title races for years. Arsenal are always going to finish 8 points behind.
At least they weren't celebrating walking around the stadium with their kids like Spurs were.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But actually, they were at the end. Did you not see it?
The
The Arsenal game.
photography-
They don't walk around with
Turn it off,
photographers. There was old Alex coming on the pictures and all this. It was cringe.
To be fair, Rick,
It's
have you seen
cringe.
Arteta? Have you seen Arteta doing the fist bumps?
Mate, why not?
He ran the
It's-
whole length of the fucking pitch.
It's embarrassing a little bit.
Proper
They
Seagal
can
video.
celebrate.
Hey, so what happens
No,
at the end of the
no,
season
no,
when they
no,
win?
I-
When they win feck all? What happens at the end of the season when they win feck all?
Can I just say, right?
Beat a title rival
this is-
3-1 at home.
Can I just say this is before obviously going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to read just a couple of comments. Mancunian Blues put good day all. Thanks for joining, mate. I feel like I'm behind enemy lines here. No, I fully see that. But thanks for coming in the comments. Look, one thing I'm going to say on this here regarding the celebrations. Yeah, maybe it's slightly overcooked, but I think we're all sounding like slightly a bit of hypocrites because at the end of the day, we've over celebrated a lot of things over the last few years. I'm not saying it's a bad.
Because our
I'm not-
seasons have
listen,
something on the line.
listen, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Look, let them enjoy today. Let them enjoy it. I don't believe they will win the Premier League. Let them
No, they
enjoy
won't.
it. But we cannot, especially us, we cannot turn around and tell another team they can't celebrate like that because we've done it. We've been there. And when it comes to, all right, we've had more success than Arsenal over the last few years. Of course we have. But with the celebrations that we've been doing over the last few years, if we're going by that logic of winning stuff, maybe we should have won a little bit more. There's been times where we've over celebrated too much, and obviously it's backfired us in the end. I get what you're all saying. Arteta makes himself maybe look like an idiot. Odegaard with the camera, and obviously at the end of the year it could be all shit. But look, let them enjoy it. They're entitled. Like they've beaten Liverpool, top of the table.
Luke, I get that, but that's nearly 15 minutes after the game finished. Normally the players are already gone off the pitch. They walk around. It's 15 minutes and they're still out there with flags and doing this and that. That's
It's this
trophy winning
notion of-
celebration. That's a different story.
And then singing LA, like with the drums and like,
maybe.
but like it's just like fanfare, like
It's cringe.
have you seen what they've been doing in like the tunnels outside like Arsenal? There's trying to build atmosphere, then there's doing like creating it yourself, like cringe. It's full on American football stuff. Like chanting, it's like
That's what they remind me of.
it's
That's exactly what they remind me of.
Americanized, full on Americanized outside the Emirates.
Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders. Are you winning? Yes, we're winning. Seattle Sounders. It's a winning. And again. Yeah.
Do you know what? Right at the end, he literally looked like so angry. It was like, "Come on, then, do you want some, mate?" With a Seattle.
But do you not think they're over celebrating this because they've realised if they lost today, that's their title challenge done.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Beating us, it's kept the minutes.
I understand the emotion. They do it. They pat each other on the back. They're going off the pitch. They're going like this to the crowd. They're like, yes, and they can do all of that. That's celebrating. But then all the teams are going off. Half the stadium is still leaving, and the boys are walking around with people, and they're going out there. They're taking photographs. The photographers are going, "Yes, we're the greatest ever. We're this and that." They've won nothing. They're out of nearly all. They're out of every competition, bar the Premier League. They're out of everything.
They'll be gone
over that.
Depends who they get in the quarterfinals. I expect them. I expect them to beat Porto over two legs. I mean, the
more chance of us winning the Champions League and winning on even.
The quite disappointing thing for Arsenal, you think, is how long Saka's going to be out for, because Saka came off injured. I mean,
he was non-existent again today, apart from the goal.
I mean, Saka, it could be a big miss for them. So obviously they're over celebrating, but it's that old. Is it the old picture? Is it Warrior? I've won, but at what cost? Do you know what I mean? It could be that, but let's wait and see. Yeah, guys. Obviously, as a point, make sure you like the stream on both. Obviously on this channel, 892 Reds TV, and also on Anfield Road TV. Obviously,
that's all right, Connor. We're not here at all, boy. We don't exist.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Fight LFC and Cop. We don't exist at all.
Listen, I won't be. You overtalk, Connor.
What? Kev didn't even know what your channel was called there. Said the Cop, and that was it.
Yeah, I said the Cop Council.
No, you never, lad.
Oh, didn't that come through? I probably put. No, I've got a sound gate on this. Like the Cop Council, lad. Sorry.
Manconia Blues, but the time of the season we turn into it. Yeah, you do, mate.
And that's the whole point of my argument tonight. City would probably win the league by 5 points.
Could be. Yeah.
At least you're not Man United celebrating a Carabao Cup. Listen, I'll be celebrating if we win the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. But
we had a parade. We did.
No, it wasn't just the League Cup. It was the whole season. Even City fans, even that fella in the comments.
The Everton season, they stayed up last year. Where was their parade?
But it wasn't just that. It was a celebration of that season. We were going for 4 trophies. Yeah. Got beaten in the Champions League final, and we ran City close as well. Like fair play to City.
Gerrard fucked it up for us again.
He slipped on the touchline that time.
Slipped to these fucking tactics, I tell you. It's a huge result in the season hinged on this game. Yeah, it was definitely for Arsenal today. Keep it clean, Man United. Lego Ed from Tom. Lego Ed Arteta one classless turd. He can't look at Norbert, let alone shake his hand after we beat them up the fucking Reds. Thoughts are with Bradley's family this weekend. Obviously, justice for the 97. But yeah, here we go. Fucking Lego Ed. Fucking knob. I mean, I want to do that at the end of the season if Arsenal fuck it up, but I'm just going to do it. Press is in. Beautiful singing, Kev.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's it.
Because I mean, it just, you know what it did? That was my point about the whole celebrating thing. It just overshadowed, or it diminished what Arsenal did on the pitch today, because they were very good on the pitch today. They were. They were in the first half. They were a very good team in the first half.
We gifted them 2 goals.
We did in the 2 goals, but they were still very good in that first half. They pressed us in. They defended well and they low blocked well and the whole lot. That's not my point. My point was that kind of celebrating that's overly over celebrating at the distance it is to the end of the season when you know that you're capable of losing games left, right, and center. It made no sense to me. So yeah.
I've just seen a comment. I'm going to read it out in a minute.
Yeah.
I just Mark, if you want to see FC on
okay.
YouTube, that's the Hush Band Island 4.
That's it, yeah.
John, hope you're well. I thought we missed the Sabozlad today. He was out
Massively.
for us.
Thanks, Mark. Salty, who's salty? It's literally just praising how Arsenal played. I just didn't like the celebrations.
Everton's parade is Tom waving the flag on his Tom, where are you, lad? Do you know what? I'm using that on his Twitch or when we're online or something. Go on, Tom, get that flag out. Oh, fantastic. Jack, I mean, listen.
The reaction needs to be key off the back of today, boys, as well.
Yeah,
the reaction's so important. I think when we spoke
go on and
about
battle everybody else after this.
That's what the react is so good about City and Liverpool over the last couple of seasons. The reaction to disappointments as well. I think it was a massive slap in the face to us as fans and even the players tonight as well. We needed this result because they didn't play. If we spoke about the response from those Arsenal fans, like the Arsenal players on the pitch, but those players would go in and they'd be disappointed themselves, but they'd be like, "How dare you?" And they're entitled to celebrate, but as a professional footballer, you're like, boys, pretty sure they're like us tonight, and they'll have their own viewpoints on Arsenal as a club as well.
Today reminded me, Jack. Today reminded me of the Watford game in the time we won the league, where we were on fire every single game and then just got battered 3-0.
It's impossible. Yeah. We've seen City and Liverpool over the last couple of years. We have these results in us. That's why I'm not too overly, I care about it, but I'm not too disappointed because I know how hopefully this team will respond when Conor Bradley's back in the team, when Trent's actually properly integrated and not in the team in terms of he needs to be in a physical capacity in that midfield. What way it is, that's up to Jurgen Klopp and the technical staff to really integrate him. And they'll be old, boys. It could be a case where Liverpool play better certain games without Salah and Trent. And if that's needed, if they need to be on the bench and Liverpool actually start winning games, at the end of the day, it goes to what we spoke about last week with Kev. And
I said, I don't care who plays for Liverpool as long as they win.
Put the 11 on the pitch that will start winning games of football. None of this notion of, he's contracted or he's this and that. No. And that's what Pep Guardiola does so well as well. He drops players if needs be. He sells players if they don't really put a shift in. It should be a case in point now. Elliot needs to graft because I was so disappointed. I was such a disappointing performance. There's certain players tonight that we did learn a lot more about them, really. And Jurgen would have himself as well. But now in the disappointing off the back of this, respond, Liverpool. Respond right and go for it again.
Listen, I'm just going to go through these comments quickly before we sort of decide to round up, but Tom's in. There we go. Get that flag out, mate. I have left everyone's channel links in the comments, guys. Obviously, on the way out, if you haven't, make sure you obviously subscribe over to all the channels. I think Connor's live soon as well. There he is, the flag. There it is.
White flag,
and there he is. I was waiting for Adam to turn up. You were right, Rick. Great shout and a 3-1 result, mate. Rick, you got a response?
Just say no comment.
I've got a result for it. I've got a response for Adam. He loves it, doesn't he? The first
time they turned off for a game this season.
The first thing as soon as the result went, the first thing he put was back in the race, lad. Back in the race. Yeah. It's funny though, to be fair. I love it when he does it. But yeah, look, congratulations, Arsenal, today on the result. Obviously, as I said, I've put everyone's channel link in the comments. Tom's put, love you, lads. You keep me smiling even in the storm. We are Liverpool up the fucking Reds. Glad to hear that, Tom. Really appreciate that. As I said, yeah, Spider, Avro TV's in the comments. Hopefully, the title race will be a 3-team classic. See, Geordie, away the lads. Hope you're well, mate. Good to see you in the comments. Mark's put, hopefully with a new manager, we might find out why we are starting the season with a load of injuries.
Mate,
Rick, I was just going to say, you mentioned that earlier and said when Klopp does decide that we are going to do obviously a lot of videos over, Jurgen Klopp with the end of his reign as a Liverpool manager, but One of them in particular is basically, why do we get so many injuries? And next year it could sort of be answering the question. Whoever takes over, we may get less injuries, maybe more. Who knows? Like, but we it's a good point you made there, Rick. I mean, you don't make many good points, but it is a good point that you made in terms of that. But yeah, I mean, go with Mark on the comment.
Dom Sabozla is a fucking prawn cracker, isn't he? I mean,
He's
the geezer
taking
never
the
got
rate
injured.
shirt, hasn't he?
He never got injured at Leipzig at all. He's come to Liverpool. He's been injured 3 times.
Yeah, because he had to cover Trent last week.
Trent weren't here last week.
Oh, like
Mate, he got desperate times
when he came on.
as a right back.
yeah, when he come on to them. So it's like,
Yeah, 10 minutes covering Trent and screwed.
no,
I'm over. He's
or when,
gone already.
yeah, or when Trent
Like
when he
it
has
sounds
played
great.
with Trent this season, yes. Trent was
Mikindo's
that
gonna do a
55
show
minute
saying
cameo.
Trent.
Oh, Trent done me head in tonight. Are you man Elliot, man? If I'm Klopp, I'm raging going into that changing room. Like, someone gives a couple of bacon butties to Elliot as well. Beef him up, please. Have a word with Shaqiri or something in the gym.
Okay, no, Shaqiri, yeah. Reverend Knights, but guys, at anyone feel the energy was wrong from the start. Those Trent comments didn't sit right with me. It was
Oh, what did
important
Trent
not to
say?
lose. It seems important not to lose. Then all the starting 11 changes just derailed us from the start. Yeah, maybe. Obviously, mentally, it might be obviously in that sort of situation. So you could be right there, Reverend Knight. Panels put, yeah, I'm going to see that in a minute. We win our next 4 games before we play City, and that game will be massive. Exactly what I said. If we go the 6 Premier League games from Chelsea onwards, if we pick up at least 15 points before we play City, then it's down to that game who will, in my opinion, become favourites to win the Premier League. So yeah, fully agree with that, Panov. Just sat here waving the Arsenal flag. I'll tell my guy, he's still a blue. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, does that benefit Everton? Where does that
It's the thing Tom's got to celebrate all season so far.
There's times where I see stuff. Does he say this to you, Rick? Adam? There's times where he'll say, "Oh, this happened and this. Oh, that was it." Granit Xhaka going to buy Leverkusen the same year as Harry Kane goes to Bayern to stop Kane winning a trophy. Oh, look, Wenger's done it again. It's like, what the fuck? Like, Wenger, what's he going to benefit? He does it. It used to be.
Tom's put that is because it's the only bit of success Everton have had since '95. But watching the next player do something.
As we have Burnley, Brentford, Luton Town, and Nottingham Forest before we play.
But that's what I mean. We've
So,
got 4
all winnable games. 12
winnable
points.
Premier League games.
12
We get
points.
12 points before we
Yeah,
play
the
City.
shoot we've got it.
Let me see the table there for a second.
By the way, I don't think Arsenal win the next 2 league games neither. I don't think they beat
No.
West Ham at West Ham. I
No.
don't think they beat Burnley away.
No. They'll be
No, I
maybe
don't think they
Burnley.
will.
I mean, they'll
West
beat
Ham,
Burnley. I mean, they'll beat Burnley, but West Ham will be very difficult for them.
So City have Brentford tomorrow night, right? Then they have Everton. They have Chelsea.
The Everton game ain't on.
I'm not worried
If-
about Chelsea at the
That's
moment.
easy.
They
3
have
points.
Everton. But you know, Everton made a good comeback against Spurs the other day. Maybe they can do stuff like that where they play the lower block and then catch City on the break. Well, it's at City's ground. Though,
more
so
chance of us
I
winning the
know.
lottery,
It's
Fred,
at City's
come on.
ground. I just spotted it's at City's ground.
I'm
That's
not
good.
counting my chickens just yet. I mean,
And then the Brentford City. So look,
I mean,
they have a couple of tough games coming up. Easily draws. They've Brentford twice in the space of a couple of weeks.
City's
like 3
toughest
weeks.
game. City's toughest game for me is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And even when we play
Brentford
Brentford as well.
Brentford.
Brentford are one of those teams that will cause problems, City problems tomorrow. Similar, because we got Brentford in a couple of weeks, haven't we? Or have we?
Yeah, the 17th.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's the one after Burnley. Yeah.
So
Is it me or Diaz a better right back than Trent?
For God's sake.
Poch actually gave Klopp a career. We're shy. Tom's just digging a bigger hole. Who have Arsenal? So their next 2 Premier League games are away. They've got West Ham away next, which will be difficult. Burnley, I expect them to win. I can't remember the next couple of games after that, but obviously they'll have Champions League in between that.
And that one is
It's
there.
my-
That's why I didn't even look at their
exact
fixtures and
yeah,
not bother
my
about them.
exact argument tonight. Celebrate when that you've won the Champions League tonight, but do not lose against West Ham or Burnley for the next 2 weeks, boys. Like,
The-
don't.
Arsenal's next games are West Ham away, Burnley away, Porto away, Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away, and Brentford at home.
That Newcastle game's not easy either.
Nope.
That Newcastle game is not easy for them. Yeah, here we go, relying on us. Of course, mate. Of course, we're relying on. Get the flag out, Tom. Get the flag out.
Even you can't rely on yourselves this season. So
War a result. Team then look relying on us ever again. Melina, hope you're well. Well done on the win today.
That'll be interesting. City against Arsenal on the 30th of March.
oh, that is big. Like that is.
Yeah.
Is that way
City as
you're?
well, isn't it?
City,
Yeah,
That's
we've got Brighton at home the same day.
City are playing us and Arsenal at home, aren't they? Both of us.
No, we're at home against
Can I
City.
just
Oh,
say,
Oh no, we away. No,
this is
we're
this
home.
is,
No,
what
we're
I,
at home.
this is what I mean about Arsenal fans right now. Fair play, as we've said
We're
on
home.
this whole stream. As we said on this whole stream, well done today. 3 points, fully deserved the 3 points. But in May, come
Did
back.
you stay
on the
around for the parade?
No. I'm just saying. In May,
Arteta was having one.
in May, please come back to the channel because I remember you blocked us on Twitter for a comment that was not rude. It was obviously an opinion, and you blocked us on Twitter. So I'm going to call you out. If you want to come back on the channel in May,
Alright.
not
All right,
problem.
I've blocked you, Ricky and Luke.
Yeah,
That-
listen.
Does
No, Connor. Actually, no, Connor. I'll let you speak. Go on. I'll say
no. I was going to say, like, Arsenal fans last year, what was it, 82%? They were top of the league last season. I'm just going to leave it there.
We've had our seasons though, boys, when we've bottled it. So, but we learn from those mistakes though. So, like,
She's on Jet's channel.
It is what it is. Obviously.
But in terms of going forward as well for Liverpool, I think that rotation up front is very important in terms of how we're like incorporating Trent into this team. As I said tonight, so you've got to very much play right. Needs to convert him into that midfield. How you get him in, you play obviously Trent in that midfield. I'd say where Szoboszlai should have really been playing tonight. Even Gravenberch, I think he looked a little bit lost, and he's looked like that a couple of times this season, really. But it's we need to, even tonight, we didn't create a lot of chances. I think we only had, what was it, one shot on target? Or did we even have a shot on target tonight? I didn't even look at
No,
this.
one shot.
We
One shot
scored
on
a shot on target. We scored with one goal, and we didn't have the shot on target when we scored.
Well,
Mate, fair play to Yusuf.
In other news, I just
I love
drank an
you.
old beer.
May I just say before we round off, guys? Obviously, we've been on for an hour. It's been a while, but may I just say, Yusuf, you are a proper fan, lad. You are a proper
Yusuf,
fan.
you watch your team. We give
You
it to
watch your team. You know when your team are playing, right?
You know who you are that don't watch your.
You- we won't mention
Didn't even know
his
his
name.
team was playing today, did he?
He's got two
Shocking.
G's in it. He's got two E's in it. Do you know what I mean? There's two parts in his name that is GE. Do you know what I mean? You know who it is. You can work out the rest. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, guys, we'll probably wrap it there. Actually, to be fair, I'm tired. I want to get this week over and done with, so we can watch the Reds next weekend at home to Burnley. Get the 3 points to
Do you know
bounce
what?
back.
Do you know we're lucky still not at Burnley? Barnes, isn't it? No, last time.
Connor,
Barnes
previews
had-
coming.
Don't stop this again.
Connor,
1-0 Burnley.
Do you know what?
Ashley Barnes.
Ashley Barnes pen in the 90th.
I'm still traumatized over that. Just the fact you got everything right in that prediction was horrific.
I like that. Could do one. Ryan was bringing out the old Van Dijk banter. Jesus. Adam said YouTube was panicking when he saw Havertz 1-on-1 with Alice. Brilliant. Now carry on. Jack's just put big up chat. Massive thank you for tuning in, Reds. Yeah, you'll never eat alone.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Where's shit, mate? Chelsea made me depressed. Havertz slapped me in the face today. He was actually good today. Big up chat. Massive thank you for tuning in. You'll never walk alone.
Got the Indians.
Melt could do it at Chelsea, though, could he? Won a Champions League, mate. Won a Champions League. Guys, let's wrap it there. Obviously, thank you very much for all of your comments tonight. Listen, at the end of the day, that's I think there was a comment saying about I think it was Tom saying about even when we lose, obviously we're still upbeat. And listen, that's what it's all about. Football's all about emotions. It's all about riding through different sort of motions of football fans. We can't win every
And
game.
understanding football.
Listen, at the end of the
Jack.
day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You got to win, lose, draw.
Whoa.
We're all a big
Oh.
fan. at the end of the
Do you,
day.
want, do you want to just go, me and you? Yeah, you can all go. Me and Mickey just have a whole hour to ourselves if you want. Yeah.
Adam's obviously going on about it. Saying Jorginho, man of the match, thoughts Yusuf.
First man in the match he's had in about 2 years, isn't it?
Shouldn't have sold him.
Hmm.
And yeah, me and Rick are Southerners. We're Southerners, eh? Are we, Rick?
That
Southerners.
can't support Liverpool, does it?
I mean,
Oh,
so basically, Paul,
Yeah.
I had to say, mate, you're telling all the millions of fans that support Liverpool around the world you can't support Liverpool because you're not a scouter. You're telling all the Man United fans around the world you can't support United because you're not a mank. You're telling Connor because he's Welsh you cannot support Liverpool. You're telling Kev because he's from Ireland.
I know I'll just knock you clean out, mate. You tell me I can't
cannot
support Liverpool. I'll come to our house and knock you out. Simple as.
Listen, we're Southerners and we're proud of it. Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, and look, Tom, we're Teddy Clappers at the end of the day.
I only own 3 season tickets at Anfield. That's all right, do that. Teddy Clapper.
Mate, you're
Oh, no, that was Thomas, though, was it? Yeah, and prawn sandwiches. I don't care. I don't care. Prawn sandwiches. I can't get seats like the L4 postcode.
Mate, you drink your beer with a straw, mate. That's what
I was on the season ticket list since 1985. I got put off it in 2000 when I went to the L4 postcode. Rightly so, because people local should get the tickets before we should. But it doesn't mean that I didn't get a chance to buy them now, so I just buy them now. If somebody tells me I can't be a fan, I'll come to your head and knock it out. Simple as. Simple.
Paul, come and support Chelsea.
Kev, you shouldn't be a fan.
Ricky, I'm coming over here and bouncing my ball bag off your forehead. All right?
Now's the perfect time to end the stream.
Guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you, obviously, everyone in the comments. Make sure you obviously subscribe to all of the people's channels. It is in the comment section. And of course, Reds, as always, look, win, lose, or draw, you'll never walk alone. Stay safe. We've got lots of shows coming this week. We've got our Burnley preview, of course. Ben will be back with us next week. We've also got a couple of other videos that we are talking about bringing, obviously, up for the stream. So make sure you join us for that. Until then, stay safe. We're still top of the Premier League. Let's be positive.